Good afternoon, groovy citizens, and happy Tuesday. I know you normally hear me say happy motivational Monday, and you would have had I uploaded yesterday's video, but yesterday afternoon I took a power nap, and while I was asleep I ended up having a seizure in my sleep. It was nothing major, but still, if you've ever had a seizure, then you know when you come to, you just feel discombobulated and you feel off. And so by the time I got myself together, it was after 5 o'clock. There was a little daylight out, but see, yesterday was a very overcast day to begin with. And so while there was still some daylight out, it started to get darker and darker very quickly. As I was talking, it was getting darker. And even though I cut the inside light on, it just was not enough to lighten me up. And I just didn't feel comfortable about the video, so I deleted it. And I said, you know what? Not a problem, Cheryl. You got your notes. Just redo it. And yes, we'll be back on schedule tomorrow for our Winning Wednesday video, okay? So I'm going to talk about today, because I have an appointment at 4:30, but I'm going to talk about today, cut these people off now. And I need you to really pay attention. Of course, everything I share with you will be in the description box. So while friendship is important, needed, and desired by all, it's also complex at times. These stoic principles that I'm going to share with you may not apply to everyone or every situation. The information is intended to create thought and discussion. So let's jump right on in. Number one, the Chaos Conductor, or as the Stoics call, the drama magnet. So this type of person has the ability to always drag others into their den of chaos. Being around them is exhausting and overwhelming at times. They have a way of making their chaos feel like yours and not theirs. You will at times find yourself caught up in things that initially had nothing to do with you at all. Excuse me. So we all know people like that, right? Whatever issue they have, somehow or another, you get drugged into it and it wasn't even your issue. And then it leaves you scratching your head going, wait a minute, why am I involved in this? What did I have to do with any of this? That was their thing. But there are people like that. And all I'm saying to you is, as I will say throughout this video, I'm not saying you can't love those people. I'm not saying you can't care about them, but they cannot be in your inner circle, as I've talked about before, because those people have a way of making their drama become your drama. And before you know it, the kid that wanted to fight them now wants to fight you because they've got you all drug up into the middle of things. So just keep an eye out for that, okay? Number two, the naysayers, skeptics, and or critics. These people are quick to criticize and doubt everything and everybody. Now, I'm going to say that we all know, okay? We all know somebody that is a naysayer. It doesn't matter what is going on. They have to find something to criticize. And everything can be going great. It could be a program. It could be a workshop. It could be the friendship as a whole. It could be your church. It could be your school. It could be your job. But there's always that one person that has to criticize something. They are not happy with themselves unless they find, something to criticize. Now, I'm not talking about, understand what I'm not saying. I'm not talking about the people who point out things that truly need to be pointed out. I'm not talking about that person. I'm talking about the person that everything could go great, but they always have to find something to complain about. Well, everything was great, but the corner of that tablecloth, it was curled up, and I think they should just smooth that out. And you're like, what? Nobody even noticed that but you. Or, you know, everything went great, but they had too many people. Okay, well, it was an event that the public was invited to. So what do you mean they had too many people? And like I said, it's just, they'll find anything, and usually some small, minute detail that they want to criticize about. So just, if I were you, I'd keep those people away from me. Again, you can, hey, how you doing? And maybe y'all go out and eat every now and then again, but for them to be in your inner circle, I know they certainly couldn't be in mine, because I don't deal with naysayers or the skeptics. They don't think anything is ever going to turn, they putting all that effort into that, but I don't think it's going to work. I don't think this, I don't think that. Well, what else can you think besides negative stuff? Come on now. Number three, the victim. The victim blames everybody and never takes any accountability for their actions. In their eyes, they are always right and everybody else is always wrong. So again, we all know a victim. We do. And I shared with you all before that if we are having a conversation and or session and you say to me, well, Michelle, this person did A, B, C, X, Y, Z. I listen. I do. I listen. But I'm also taking into account that you're pointing out everything that they did, but I'm not hearing anything that you did. So I'm asking, in my mind, I'm listening or I'm taking notes because I'm a serious note taker, okay? I don't play about my notes. But I'll come back and say, now, at some point you said ABC. Let me ask you this question. What happened to make this person change? What happened to make them raise their voice at you? What happened to make them kick you out of their home? See, because they didn't just do it because they didn't have anything else to do. I wasn't there, but I'm not stupid either. They didn't do those things just because they didn't have anything better to do. They did it because of something that you did or something that you said. So all I'm saying is be careful of those people that always want to play the victim. It's always, oh, they did this to me. They did that to me. They said this. They said that. That's all fine and good. Hear it, because I'm pretty sure there is some truth into what they're saying. But also know that while they're playing the victim, they played a part in that. That person didn't just go off on them because they didn't have anything else better to do. That's why I always tell people, if I go off on somebody, you best believe you did something to push me to the edge, because I just don't have time to just be going off on people for no reason. But I digress. Number 4, the relentless optimist. They always encourage you to just be happy during difficult times, all while dismissing your feelings and experiences. You know, people like this, I believe they mean well. They do. But they also have to realize that when you're in the midst of going through something, you cannot just push my feelings to the curb and make it seem like what I'm feeling is not real and true, because it is. It's affecting me. It's okay to say, all right, Shell, I know you're going through this, but I want you to just take a deep breath and I want you to think positive. Ask God to step in and to fix whatever that situation is that you're dealing with. And just know the best is yet to come. Just know this is not the end for you. Just know that this is just a temporary setback, and a setback is nothing more than a setup for a comeback, in the famous words of Willie Jolly. I can see you doing that, but when you have someone that's always telling you to just be happy during the most difficult times of your life, and they don't acknowledge the thing or things that is making you unhappy, that's a problem. That is a huge problem, because guess what? If the roles were reversed and you did that to them, oh my goodness, they would have a fit. So I, again, would keep those people out of my inner circle. Yes, I would. Love you, but I just know that I can't come to you when I have an issue, because all you're going to say is, oh, girl, just get over it. Just be happy, you know. And I'm not saying don't be happy that you have life and that you have health, that you have strength, you have a roof over your head, a job, a car to drive, and all that other good stuff. I'm not saying that. But I am saying don't dismiss how I feel, especially if you did something to wrong me. Do not sit and make it seem like how I feel is irrelevant. I am in my feelings because of what you said or what you did. Don't try to brush that off and say, well, just be happy, you know, because you still have this, you still have that, and the other. Cut those people off or keep them at a very far distance. Number 5, the complainer / negative Nancy. We also use the term negative Nancy for this person because this person can be a friend, a family member, or a co-worker who finds fault in everything, and dealing with this person can be emotionally draining. So it's best to limit your time around them. If you can't avoid them, then you will want to mentally distance yourself when you go, wait a minute, you will mentally want to distance yourself when they go on one of those complaint-filled tirades. Again, we all know a negative Nancy. We do. They're just negative about everything and everybody. They're negative about themselves. And if you want to be negative about yourself, that's fine. But I'm just saying, I choose not to be around people that are always negative. They never have anything positive to say. They never see the good in anything. I'm one of these people, you know, I've had people say to me, Shell, why do you do that all the time? But I choose to see the good in people. I do, because I'm going to tell you what I do know. When people act out, people are typically hurting. And that hurt comes from deep down within. And they feel like nobody cares. They feel like nobody understands. And they're actually asking for help. They're just going about it the wrong way. But I try to see the good in everybody. So if you have a habit of procrastinating, I would not sit and just keep poking at the fact that you're a procrastinator. I'm going to say, yeah, you know, he's a procrastinator or she's a procrastinator, but they have a good heart. They're a giver. They go over and beyond when they do things for you. They give of their time. They give of themselves. They're all in mentally and physically when they're helping you. You understand what I'm saying? So it's always about a balance. You cannot just keep trying to find fault with everything and everybody, but you can never point out the good. That's just like on some jobs, most jobs, truthfully, but on some jobs, they can always point out the things that aren't going great. All right, you guys, we aren't doing this, we aren't doing that. You all are doing this, you all are doing that. But they never stop to tell you, hey, you're doing a great job in this area. You're doing a great job in that area. And that bothers me. I'm moving on. Number 6, the manipulator. This person tries to rewrite your story without your permission. They also are skilled in the art of emotional or psychological maneuvering. They oftentimes will use guilt trips or even deceit to steer you in the direction that benefits them. Be careful of this person, because I'm telling you, there are a lot of people out here, both men and women. I know women will say, nah, it's just the men, and men will say, nah, it's just women. Nope, it's both that are manipulators. You have got to know how to spot a manipulator. When that person is always trying to get you to do what they want you to do, or if they've done anything for you, doesn't matter if it's big, small, or in between, and they hold it over your head every time they get mad at you or every time you don't do something that they want, that's a manipulator. That is a manipulator. Years ago, real quick, I went out to dinner with a guy, and he's like, so what are we doing next? I said, well, I'm actually kind of going to head on home because, you know, I want to spend a little time with my daughter. She was much smaller then, before she goes to bed. And he goes, oh, well, I just spent money on dinner for you, and you going home? When I tell you that the steam was just rising up in my head, I said, whoa, hold up now. I didn't ask you to spend your money, because I came prepared with my money. And based on my memory of what I ordered, I went in my purse. I said, let me give you what I owe you, because you will never, ever be able to hold over my head that you bought me dinner and I didn't put out. So I went in my wallet. I started counting on my money. He was like, no, you ain't got to do that. I said, nope. Here, take it. And then I said, as a matter of fact, you can go on, because he drove. I said, I'll get home. Well, how you going to get home? I said, don't worry about that. Called my good friend Rob up. I was like, hey, I'm in a predicament. Told him what was going on. He's like, all right, don't worry. Where are you? So I told him. He said, I'm on my way. So he was like, well, you might as well just get in the car because your ride's not coming. I said, oh, okay. So as we're talking, I saw the red Volvo pulling in the parking lot. I said, nope, there go my ride right there. Rob pulled on up, pulled in front of him. I said, have a good night. I got in Rob's car and we drove off. Never did I talk to that fool again. See, what you're not going to do is hold over my head the fact that you did something for me that you wanted to do anyway. But you all have got to learn how to spot a manipulator. And guess what? These people are typically the people that are closest to you. They're going to be family members. They're going to be friends. They're going to be co-workers. They're going to be neighbors. Some of y'all are even sleeping with the manipulator, okay? Keep your eyes open. And last but not least, the time vampire. This person will come into your life and they disrupt the flow of things. These people consistently demand your time and attention without adding any value in return. Just like the manipulator, it's important that you keep track of the people that are always demanding your time. I mean, always demanding your time, but they don't add anything of value to your life. But they want you to always be a part of their life. Hey, Shell, come on with me. I'm going to this event. I want you to come as my other half so I don't have to go by myself. Or come do this, come do that. Help me with this, help me with that. But then as soon as I ask you to do the same thing, you don't have time. So you see how you just drained me of my energy, and my resources to help you, but you have nothing to add to help me. That's a problem. Those are what the Stoics call the time vampire. They suck up all of your time and they give nothing back, because that's what they do. They don't care if it bothers you. They don't care if it hurts you. They don't even care if you have something else better to do. As long as you spend your time with them and or doing something for them, that's all that matters. Oh, but they are not going to invest time in you. And sometimes, I'm going to say this and I'll let you be, sometimes in relationships, if you're not careful, that can happen as well. Where you get in a relationship and you give up all of your time and for this individual, because you're really trying to get to know them and you want to spend time with them, and y'all know how that goes. And then when you want them to do stuff for you, oh, you know, I would, and they're looking at their watch. I would, but I got something I got to do, so I'm going to have to go. And you're like, well, dang, but I spent time doing stuff with you. So be careful of these folks that steal your time and they add nothing of value back to you. Okay, so you guys, that's it. Everything I share with you will be in the description box. I need to get moving because I have 10 minutes to get in the house and get my laptop set up for my conference call. Actually, I have one at 4:30 and I have one at 7 o'clock this evening with my counseling group at church. So having said all of that, you guys, hopefully something I said resonates with you and helps you discern the people around you, because I want you all to make the best choices when you have people around you, because the people that are around you the most are the ones that typically pour into you. And you don't want that bad energy and those bad spirits and those time wasters and or manipulators hanging around you. You just don't. Again, some of them are going to be family members, so you're going to have to love them whether you want to or not, but you don't have to keep them in your inner circle. You can wave at them at the family reunion and keep it going, okay? Now, having said all that, if you're new to watching my videos, I want to say welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. Just know that I typically do videos, or what I call conversations, every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I will be back tomorrow with Wednesday's normally scheduled video, so don't worry about that. We are back on schedule. And if this is not your first rodeo, I want to say welcome back. Y'all know I miss you when I don't get a chance to see you. Listen, I love you all so, so much. And I forgot to say happy Halloween to each and every one of you. I myself don't really do Halloween, okay? But I do like to see the kids going around doing their trick-or-treating. I don't think anybody on my street does that because we don't have a lot of small kids on the street anymore. But, you know, back in the day, oh, that was just such a delight. But if you're going to go out, and I know some of you adults are going to go out to Halloween parties and all of that good stuff, whether you're going out with your adult friends or you're taking your kids out, please be careful, you guys. Please. Please be safe. Please be careful. Don't go alone. Okay? Find a good friend that you can trust and go together, but don't go alone. But I just want you to truly have a great evening. And know that this is the last day of the month. So when I come back tomorrow, it'll be the first day of a whole new month. So how awesome is that, you guys? Anyway, I love you all to the moon and back. And there's nothing that you can ever do about it, because I will always love you. My goal is to be here to encourage, to motivate, and just let you know that you can do anything you put your mind to. Love you all, and we'll talk again tomorrow.